After getting caught off guard by Omicron, even though they knew it was coming for weeks. Biden snapping at reporters, daring to press him on Americans being forced to wait hours just to get a COVID test.
No, it's not, because COVID is spreading so rapidly. If you notice, it just happened almost overnight, just in the last month.
And what's your message to Americans who are trying to get tested now and who are not able to get tested and who are wondering what took so long to ramp up testing?
Come on, what took so long? What happened was the Omicron virus spread even more rapidly than anybody thought.
I think the testing thing is absolutely abysmal. So you've seen in New York City, and I know this is happening in other places, but I witnessed it for myself, and I'm sure you probably did too, because all over the city there are pop-up testing sites like on the corner, like the food trucks.
Yeah.
And people are waiting 2.5 hours in the cold outside waiting to get a test. And still, the CDC protocols, I think, are still way too stringent, especially for this particular variant. They're saying you still have to isolate for 10 days. It's one of the reasons that you don't have workers at the hospitals, for example, because of it's highly transmissible. I felt that the speech could have been given and should have been given last night. A quick evening speech, could do it at 6:30 p.m., let everybody have their evening, because 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon, that's for roundtables on electric vehicles and charging stations. That is not the time to say, like, this is so serious. The other problem is that we're technically in year 3 of the pandemic. And the testing thing is still not good enough. And you can say that the Trump administration didn't hand you a good enough testing thing. Fine. Okay. But now you're 12 months in. And the testing is still this bad, and no one's lighting a fire under the FDA. You can't find a test anywhere at CVS or anything. If you want to travel, you got to get a test so that you can get on. You want to make sure grandma and grandpa are okay. You got to get a test. But where are you going to get a test? And it becomes just anxiety producing. The thing that was really missing from the speech, and it has been for a while, is hope and optimism.
Yeah.
There was really none. There are some good things to be able to say. He gets very defensive, and he's mad that anybody's even questioning this situation. The other problem is there's nothing new or different. Mark Halperin has a newsletter he puts out every morning, and he pointed out that last month the White House did a fact sheet on COVID, and then they did one for today's speech, and the lead paragraphs are the exact same. And we are not in the same exact situation. When you are the president of the United States, you have the ability to convene different people, call people. Why not go and do something different? Or maybe stand there with a Republican. Imagine that, like, find some Republicans that are willing to stand with you. Like, there's no way to change up the narrative. So I think that the headlines you're going to see in the morning are just more of the same, which is why their numbers are going down. They just feel like there's no way for them to move. The other problem, my last point is, when they say that they were surprised by the variant, it makes me so mad, because for the last 2, now we're in year 3, learning about viruses again, we all know that they mutate. November 8th, the South Africans said, hey, we got a mutation. We're going to keep an eye on it. So that's November 8th. It's December 21st today. December 1st, the first one in America. So you know exactly what's going to happen. We saw it happen with Delta. It's already here. So now we're having all this right before Christmas, and there's still no tests. I really think that falls squarely on them.